this game is so important to the Miami Dolphins season that I am standing up for this one. Got to get a dub. What is up, Finn fans? To everyone watching on YouTube, you can tell I am standing up. The ceiling's right here. I got about that much room to the ceiling. But I'm standing up because I thought to myself, I'm like, first off, I need to stand more because I work a lot down here and I do my research and I do all this stuff and I really should stand. Like I really should stand more. So I'm standing for this one. Maybe I'll stand for one of the games because geez Louise, do we need something different. But Miami Dolphins hosting the New England Patriots. They're trying to do an all-white, a whiteout for this game. Fun fact, yesterday, the Green Bay Packers did it, and when they showed the stadium from like the blimp or whatever, it actually looked really cool how white everything was. But, you know, we're kind of playing during the day, so I don't know how good it's going to look, but that's that, and that's how that goes. Anyway, real quick, I do want to shout out today's sponsor, and you might be thinking to yourself, hey, you talk about Sleeper? I'm talking about my man, Sean Seipler and Clean the World. The man's been doing it for 16 years. 16 years, has been helping so many people. He goes to hotels, he takes their soap, he repurposes it, he gives it to people that need it, and he also takes the plastics, all the plastics, whether it's the shampoo bottles or bottles left over, and he repurposes those too as well, recycles them, helps people of need. Go check him out, cleantheworld.org. He also has the Wash Foundation that goes and gets people clean drinking water, builds wells for people, shower stations. Shout out to Sean and Clean the World. But obviously also we have Sleeper, and we're going to go into Sleeper real quick and talk about the over-unders. So we're over here in the Miami Dolphins tab. As you can see here as I'm scrolling, they have all the games up top, but we're going to focus on the Miami Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa, passing yards, over under 231.5. That's an interesting stat. Hopefully he gets over that and they do something. Devon Achane, 59.5 rushing yards. I would actually take the over on that. We will talk a little bit more about that. Tyreek Hill, 61.5. The Dolphins are home. Please. And we'll talk about their pass defense of the New England Patriots. I take the over on that. Jalen Waddle, I'm hoping he's a man possessed. Also 48.5 receiving yards. I would take more on that. And then Ollie Gordon, anytime touchdown. Yeah, I'm taking the more on that, especially because it's 4.22 times. So that's how it works. That's how Sleeper works for real. Go check it out. Fantastic app. Love using it. Fun, super fun. And again, if you use the promo code DDW, you get 100% up to $100. So this is how it works. I got a breakdown for you. Shout out to my guy, Jordan. He's a fantastic graphic artist, and he helps me immensely with certain little things throughout the channel. We're going to talk about injuries, breakdowns, PFF, 5 things, and I will tell you my thoughts on what I think is going to happen with this game. If you haven't yesterday, the starting lineup, me and Reason talked to my man Colby from Patriot Global. So we're going to start with the injury report. We'll start with the New England Patriots. They actually have a pretty long injury report, as you can see here. Christian Gonzalez did not practice for 2 days. It doesn't look good that Christian Gonzalez is going to be able to go with a hamstring injury. I was talking to Colby yesterday. Again, go check out that video from yesterday. He said this hamstring injury has been going on for a while. Like he hasn't practiced all of training camp. So this is very intriguing. You have Keon White, who's had illness. He hasn't practiced for 2 days, but everyone else was kind of limited. I wouldn't be surprised if they go. Harold Landry, the second, had a foot injury. He didn't practice, now is limited. Morgan Moses didn't practice, now is limited. So they probably looking to go. And then you have Keyshawn Boot and Christian Ellis, both limited. Christian Barmore is probably going to go. It's non-injury related. But that Christian Gonzalez, that one's intriguing. And then you look at the Miami Dolphins. It's actually not that bad. Now, obviously, you have the did not practice, and Ethan Bonner Storm Duck didn't practice because of an ankle injury. Austin Jackson popping up on there with the toe injury. That really sucks. Benito Jones also dealing with an oblique injury. And Darren Waller flippin' Waller. They talked to Mike McDaniel, and he was like, I don't know. I don't know if he'll go to this week. He might go next week. I don't know. We'll see. We'll take it bit by bit, day by day. Just end the experiment. Release him. Put him on IR. Do whatever you need to do. And bring up DeLuch. Bring up DeLuch. That's not how you say his name, but still, that's how I say it. Bring him up. He did fantastic with the New York Giants in preseason. Bring him up. We need some tight end help. And you're sitting here with Darren Waller again, Mike McDaniel with his experiments, Darren Waller, Julian Hill, Tanner Connor. It's going to work. Zach Wilson. Just do what's right for the team, man. Your job is on the line. Just move on from Darren Waller, man. The hip injury is something that's going to be a problem. Just move on. And then Ashton Davis was limited, Jalen Waddle limited, and Jalen Wright went from did not practice to limited. So today is going to be interesting. I will post in the community again. Go to the community and I will tell you about kind of the Friday's participation and all that stuff. Give you guys an update on that. But not as bad as I thought. Obviously, James Daniels goes to IR. We bring in Cole Strange, who was the Patriots' first-round pick a few years ago, and Austin Jackson dealing with a toe injury, so he's probably not going to go. So I'll show you who's going to be your starters there. Now, let's get to the breakdown. And again, Jordan, if you are watching this, hopefully you are, you're the man. Look how nice this graphic is. Now, I did the lettering, the blacking, the data, and all that stuff, but look how nice this looks. Just Jordan, the opponent. Like I said, I put the stats in 24th and the yards and stuff, but still beautiful. I literally sent this man, hold on real quick. Again, I got to keep shouting out my man, Jordan. I sent him this. I said, hey, Jordan, can you make me this? I sent him like a crude drawing. I'm like, I kind of need a chart that looks like this for my previews. Can you help me out? He's like this? And I was like, yeah, exactly like that. We're looking at the Dolphins offense versus the New England Patriots defense. We are 30th in total yards. We're 211. They are 26th in total yards, giving up 389. We are 29th in the NFL in passing yards, 133. They are 31st in giving up 333 passing yards. Rushing, we are 21st in the NFL, only had 78. They are 5th, only allowing 56, which is very interesting. Scoring, we are 31st. We only scored 8 points. They are 14th, allowing 20 points. When it comes to sacks, we are 24th, allowing 3 sacks. They are 3rd, getting 4 sacks, which is not great to hear. Third down conversion rate, surprisingly, we are 8th in the NFL with a 50%. They are 12th, only allowing 38.5. And takeaways, we are 30th. We had 3 turnovers last week. They are 9th, and they took away 1. And then we flip it around. We'll look at the Dolphins defense versus their offense. Ain't much better. Dolphins total defense, 29th, allowing 418 yards. Their offense is 12th, getting 336 yards. Passing defense, we are 25th, allowing 262. They are 6th with 276 passing yards. Rushing, we are 27th. We allowed 156 rushing yards. They are 27th. They only had 60 rushing yards. So again, hopefully that helps us out. Scoring, we are 29th. We allowed 33 points. They are 24th. They only scored 13 points. Sacks, we are 22nd. We only had 1 sack. They are 28th, though. They allowed 4 sacks. Third down, we are 19th. Not too bad, 46.7%. They are 27th, only converting on 28.6. And turnovers, we are... Oh, I didn't change that. I think we're dead last. We didn't have any turnovers. Sorry about that. I didn't change the takeaways. And I think they had 1 turnover. Let me... Again, I was doing all this stuff. I apologize. Really messing it up. Let me get you the official stats on that. But yeah, the Dolphins are, this is a game where they really need to work on that and work on all of those stats and statistics. Defense, the Dolphins are in turnovers. They're 19th. They didn't cause a turnover, which doesn't make sense that they're 19th. And on offense, The New England Patriots are 15th. They had one turnover. That is your breakdown. Now we go into everyone's favorite, and that is PFFF. Bomb, 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 bomb. You have the Dolphins offense. We'll start with their defense. Again, you have Borum and Smith. Keon Smith is supposedly going to be the right guard. And you have Larry Borum's going to be the right tackle. PFF gave Larry Borum a 76.6 grade. Again, you can take PFF's grades with a grain of salt. It means nothing. Their grades are all... Like they what they do is they like take their data, but then they also look at the game and look at certain situations and yada yada. Like you have Patrick Paul with they think he's the 4th best tackle in the NFL. I would love that, but is he really? You know what I'm saying? Larry, Brewer 8th. You know, but I normally do this to kind of see where we stack up with their defense versus ours. Obviously, they do not have. I forgot his name. They cut their one safety. They got Woodson over here. Their corners are okay. I'm not going to sit here and poop on them. Last time I pooped on opposing defense, we scored 8 points. I'm very scared of this right here. Right, Williams is a problem. Borum's a problem. I like this against this. Scares the crap out of me. Like really terrifying. Really focus on going to the opposite side of the field, please, for the love of God. And then obviously you have Tua and Achane, and you got Tanner Connor now instead of Julian Hill. They don't even have Darren Waller here. Just stop with the experiment is driving me nuts. And then flip it around. You have their offense versus our defense. Again, they grade their offensive line not great. They did give up 4 sacks. You have Stephon Diggs, who tends to have really good games against the Miami Dolphins. Rasul Douglas is now going to be one of the starters with Jack Jones because Storm Duck is dealing with an injury. And then you have Marshall Jr. in here. Fitzpatrick, Fatu Melifanu here, who... in my film breakdown, I said it was his fault because he was supposed to play cover 2, that Storm Duck was passing off the receiver to Fatu Melifanu. And I got some pushback in the comment section. And then Anthony Weaver came out and he was like, no, yeah, that was on the Fatu. He was in the wrong spot. So I wasn't wrong there. And our pass rush grade drastically dropped, but as it should. They didn't do anything. They got 1 sack. So maybe they wake it up. Maybe they do really well against a team that, again, from what it looks, their offensive line isn't great. Campbell is the one bright spot. Really worry about Hunter Henry here. You know how we do against tight ends. These two are the ones that worry me, right? Drake May and his mobility, and these two guys are what really worry me. But if we can just wake it up, you know what I'm saying? If we could just get our heads out of our butts and just wake up, maybe, just maybe, we can do something. But let me give you my 5 things that the Miami Dolphins need to do to beat the New England Patriots and get their first victory week 2 at home. I just have one. I'm not even kidding you. I was going to do a whole thing with 5 and look into... No, I have one thing they have to do if they want to beat the New England Patriots. Don't play like you did last week. Don't play like that. Undisciplined, doing whatever you wanted to, turnovers, sloppy play, offensive line, defensive line with no pressure, cornerbacks in the wrong spot, reads going in the wrong way, Tua turning the ball over. It's just one thing after another, after another, after another. You cannot do that. Like, this team needs to come out and show, listen, our bad. We took whatever for granted, yada, yada, blah, 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 and just beat the snot out of the New England Patriots. That is the only way that all of a sudden the rest of the NFL and the fan bases and the media is going to take this team seriously, is if they come out and beat the New England Patriots like 40-10. Then people are going to be like, oh, well, it's kind of effed up that they started the season the way they did and kind of crapped the bed and didn't look prepared, but apparently they just needed that slap in the face. Because Mike McDaniel, you are coaching for your job. You are, little spoiler for next week because we have to really cram everything in because it is a Thursday night game. You are not beating the Buffalo Bills next week. There's again the Buffalo Bills can be giving us 20. I am taking Buffalo even with that spread. There is no way that the Miami Dolphins are going to beat Buffalo next week. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope I have egg on my face. But there is no way we're beating Buffalo next week. So Mike McDaniel is coaching for his job. The team comes together and has a player-only meeting. That's never good. If you lose this game, if Mike McDaniel loses this game, you will go 0-3. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days until you play the Jets at home with your rival jerseys. 10 days. That's the perfect amount of time to get your intern head coach ready and raring to go. So if the Miami Dolphins do not beat the New England Patriots, they will not beat Buffalo, and Mike McDaniel will get fired. You heard it. You heard it here first. I am predicting it. If Miami does not beat New England, obviously if they can't beat New England and Indianapolis, they ain't beating Buffalo. Mike McDaniel's getting fired. I'm calling it because it is the perfect time and gives you the enough amount space between two games to get your interim head coach, and it might not be Anthony Weaver. We'll talk about that if Mike McDaniel gets fired. It might not be Anthony Weaver. There might be somebody else on this team that might deserve that interim head coaching job more than Anthony Weaver. Because, my man, your defense also sucked butt last week when Bradley Chubb comes out and says, oh, we kind of were all just doing whatever we wanted to. What kind of discipline you running over there? So, again, the only thing that Miami really, in my mind, has to do is not play like they did last week. Plain and simple. Do better. Do a little bit better. Because you saw there are people who are peaking. I can't talk. It's because I'm standing, so all the blood is rushing to my feet. There are people who are picking Miami to win this game. Not many. I think it's like a small minority is picking the Miami Dolphins to win this game, which I don't know why you would pick the Miami Dolphins to win this game. Let's see. Yeah, like you go to ESPN, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are picking the Patriots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are picking the Dolphins. I think on NFL, 2 are picking the Dolphins, 6 are picking the Patriots. Like, you put yourself in this situation, Mike, by not having your team prepared going into this game. Now you got to do something about it, my man. So my prediction for this game. This is the game where you come out and say, my bad, and you actually play better. You turn it around and you beat New England and you beat them handedly, maybe things go back to normal, right? You beat New England, you lose to Buffalo, you beat the Jets, you're 2-2. Stretch kind of gets easier. There's games after that stretch that you can win. Especially if you play better against New England and the Jets, you'll beat the Panthers. All of a sudden, you're 3-2. You could beat Cleveland. All of a sudden, you are, look, there's a stretch, and then all of a sudden, you got that Thursday night game against the Ravens. So there's hopium that you can start to, pump into the fan base if you go 2-2. Here's my prediction for this game. How badly they played last week and how ill prepared they are, and how much Mike McDaniel was just laughing on the sidelines and kind of still giving his whole like murmur, and then Tua's coming out being super defensive, and they had to have a player-only meeting. Oh, I honestly, in my heart of hearts, unbiasedly, I'm going to take myself out of being a Dolphin fan. I don't think the Dolphins win this game. I don't. I think Mike Vrabel has the Dolphins, and especially Tua's number. Obviously, Tua and Mike McDaniel have never lost to the New England Patriots, but it's just who's going to be more prepared, who's going to outcoach who. That's what it really comes down to, is execution and fundamentals. Is Mike Vrabel's team going to outcoach and outproduce Mike McDaniel's team? And again, I'm sorry if you get mad at me and say like, wow, that's ridiculous, I can't believe. It's just, I have such a bad taste in my mouth after going 33-8 last week against the Colts. I have no faith in this team until proven otherwise. So they need to prove it to me. And that's what this game is. So I can't pick the Dolphins to win this one. I just really can't. And especially because we heard all that rhetoric about week 1, and now I'm hearing all that rhetoric again for week 2 about the whole, like I said, I don't know, man. I don't feel it. I don't feel it. Normally, you know, if we would have lost to Indy by 3, by 10, I'd be like, no, we're gonna beat New England. We'll beat New England 24-10. We got this. We'll win by 2 touchdowns. I'm honestly, I'm at the point and it's week 2. It's week 2. I'm at the point in this season where I'm like, they got to start showing me. And again, if Mike loses this game, I don't see them beating Buffalo. He's going to get fired. I don't think he makes it to the Monday night game against the Jets. I'm being 100% honest with you. I think he gets fired after the first 3 weeks. And if you want to know why, go check out the Patreon. A lot of you guys join the Patreon. I love you for that. But comment below. Am I being a negative Nancy? Hey, I read all your comments. I don't take anything to heart. Let me know. Hey, Doug, you're being a little too pessimistic. Take a step back. Take a breather. We got this. Let me know in the comment section. Am I being a little too much? I think the Dolphins lose this one 24-13. I don't know. They didn't instill any confidence in me week 1. So we'll see, especially because the way that New England's front is and our offensive line's already hurt. Comment below. Let me know. Real quick, though, I am wearing one of my merches. And I have the other one over here. This is the other shirt. So I got them from myself from the new site. Link is in the description. It's a new site. Because Teespring can suck my butt. I'm still fighting with them to get my order canceled and everything. So I know some of you guys have gotten your stuff. If you haven't yet, just cancel your Teespring order. Hound them and be like, you guys suck. And if you have to go, I'm about to go to the Better Business Bureau and really fight them. The new link for the merch is below if you want to grab yourself some. I grabbed myself some. So I will see you Sunday, 1 o'clock with my father. Hopefully the Dolphins get a win. Again, I'm rooting for a win. I'm just not expecting one. But like usual, stay classy. And fins out.